Sean, how you doing? How you doing?
Hello, hello. I'm good.
Nice to meet you, man. How's everything going?
Nice to meet you as well. Everything's going awesome right now.
Hey, I wanted to start out. You're coming off last season, which had to be the strangest season of your life with
Yes.
what COVID made you guys go through.
hmm
How much did that impact the team and yourself? Not knowing week to week, not knowing if when you it affects your preparation, mentally, physically, just a doubt that the season was going to happen.
Yeah, mentally it was challenging. Just all the ups and downs from COVID. We all have to split. We couldn't be with our whole team. It was all like a whole bunch of different groups. So it kind of messed things up, like people seeing each other. But they got us all back in the locker room, and it's been fun ever since. We all missed that. We missed the non-COVID times for
I
sure.
believe it. And it had to be kind of weird, just playing conference games only. That's something that's, very different. But, I've been following your career, Deshaun, and I'm real proud of what you've been doing up there. And I'm expecting big things for you this season. I know you had a big 2019. And talk to us a little bit about that year and how that went for you. And also, what you expect coming up for this next season.
Yeah, 2019, I came off two surgeries on my shoulders, but I felt like I came back pretty good. It was a good first year to see how everything was. College is way different than high school, so mentally the game's just different. So learning it, getting that experience, I felt like it was really good.
Playing just against the MAC
Oh, I can't hear you.
opponents. I'm sorry, playing just against the MAC opponents.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me.
I can't hear you right now. Something's
Uh,
wrong.
Go ahead, take it over, Nate.
All right. Hopefully you can hear me. You got me, Deshaun?
Should I read? I can't hear at all. I don't know what's wrong.
You can also just choose if you're having trouble with the choppiness, you can just choose audio only. See if he comes back up. Hopefully he'll be able to log back in. He may have just been having some connection issues. But I think he said that he was talking about being injured.
Yeah,
and that was
shoulder surgeries.
Yeah, he had two shoulder surgeries before he even started.
All right, here he's back. Let me bring him in.
All right,
All right.
you guys.
All right, that's good. Yeah, like I was saying to Sean, when you play in just the MAC conference, and those were the only games you got to play. Do you miss going to the bigger schools and playing against those guys on their turf? I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
always go ahead. I always think that it's kind of an unfair advantage when some of these big name schools bring not so much you guys in.
hmm I actually love those big games, man. It's just competing, just the big stage is where you want to be, and I just want to show people how I can be there and I compete with the best, no matter what school I'm at.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like coming up next year, you guys start off and playing the team up north. As I'm kind of a Buckeye fan, I don't
Yeah.
say that name,
Yeah.
but you guys got Michigan to start off with, and then I think you play Pittsburgh in Game 3.
Yep.
Just talk to me a little bit about what you got going on for this upcoming season and what your goals are.
See, yeah, my goal. So people don't know this, but I have changed to cornerback. So I had thoughts about it before, just my size, my length, and my physicality of how I play at the next level. I felt like that would be good for me and an advantage for me. And so I had made that switch. The spring ball, it was my best spring ball I had so far at Western. I took over, got the starting spot at corner,
Nice.
and it's been feeling the best, honestly.
Nice.
Winning, okay. What the mindset of the cornerback, of course, playing defense is a challenge every play. But does it help you that you had so much experience as a wide receiver, reading what the guy's trying to do and that kind of stuff?
Yes, for sure. Just I know stance, I know routes, I know people are reading their steps and I'm gonna break. All that comes into play. So just alignment tells a lot, splits tells a lot. So that helped me a lot. So when, for example, like playing, I know basically a lot of times I would stop on a comeback just because I could tell the receivers reading the steps, or if he's going to run a fade because his head's down, just little things like that, little details like that I keyed in on.
Nice. Well, playing both offense and defense now, you probably got a pretty good, pretty good advisory role on your boy, Dwayne Eskridge.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he's about to get drafted, and, you know him better than we do. Tell us a little bit about what the NFL is going to get with this guy.
They're going to get somebody different. He's the most different player I've ever been around. His speed just speaks for itself and quickness. I just don't – like, I'm always running by him. I just don't see anybody as fast as him. I haven't seen it. I know the 40, he ran a 4.3 something, but I don't even think that was his fastest. So I think a team's going to get a really good steal out of him.
Nice.
How about the challenge of, I mean, getting noticed in the MAC? It just seems like these big football factories get a lot of attention. You know, Alabama produces 6 and 7 guys a year. You know, LSU that. Is there a lot of pressure? Do you guys pay attention to how do you get the attention you need in the MAC?
By stepping up and winning big games, competing, challenging other big teams to show them that you're just not in the MAC, like you can compete with Big Ten, ACC. So we just want to show people this year that we can actually compete, and I think we're going to do a real good job this year, honestly.
Yeah, Joe doesn't know. I'm from Ohio, so I know all about the MAC, and he doesn't know all about Chad Pennington and Byron Leftwich and Ben Roethlisberger, Randy. Well,
I know about him in the pros.
Hey, man, there's a lot of them that came out of the MAC. That's where the football started. So I'm a big believer in the MAC. I love MAC football, and I'm looking forward to seeing you coming up and playing this year, Deshaun. We're all real proud of what you've done, and I think I think this change. I didn't even know you had changed over. So when did you decide to do that? Just right in spring practice?
I found me and Coach Lester had talked. It was during actually the season, like one of the games he had called me up, asked me how I felt about it still, like, because he knew I wanted to do it. Asked if he was going to try to bring somebody else in. He was like, but we'd rather have you there if you want to do it, but we still want you at receiver, so it's just up to you. So then I had called him, told him I'm ready to change. So that's how it started, really.
Cool. And talk to me a little bit about, I know you started off in high school in Fort Wayne before you came down here. Tell me a little bit about what that transition was like, and did you like coming and playing in Knoxville?
Oh, I loved it. It was way different than Indiana football. The South football is different for sure. The competition, just even the coaching staff, like I just felt at home with that coaching staff. Me and the players clicked immediately. And I could just tell something special was going to happen with that team.
Yeah. Well, that first game when you guys played Maryville, that team's won about 19 state championships. And yeah. I saw you running all over their asses. And I was like, this guy's for real. So,
yeah, that was crazy. I think that was my favorite high school game. Like, that was my favorite one right there. But first game coming in, having a huge game like that, people not knowing how I'm going to do, just – the kid from Indiana, they didn't really know much. So it was fun to show that.
Sean, as somebody who's in the NCAA right now, a lot of controversy around the transfer portal. A lot of the guys that are taking advantage of it. We hear people like, it's a different sport, Dick Vitale talking out against it and stuff. As an athlete, how important is it for you guys to have that portal, even though you may never use it, to have those chances to move? How important is that to the athletes?
I think it's important. Some people just will never get the opportunity or chance at a certain school, so they don't want to waste their talent if they're not going to get play. So if the coaches and the players come to an agreement that it's not really like a hurtful situation, like a bad situation, then I think it's a good thing. If both the coach and the player can come to an agreement that it's the right decision for you.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing we talked about last show was that, they've been doing this thing the last few years where some players get waivers and some have to sit out. And I think it's good that they've gone to the rule where they're letting everybody, do the one-time transfer. You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
With the coaching staff at Western Michigan, I don't know much about it. Talk to me about Coach Lester and everybody there. What type of coaching staff is it? What do you guys do a lot? What's the offense like?
The offense, the offense is a close group. Lester, he's a good guy. He's a smart guy. He always says he's a math guy, so he's big on statistics, and so he's always reading us numbers. Like he's a really statistic guy. So you gonna know a lot of math in there.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, we're excited to see what it's like playing defense. I don't know, what it's going to be like in that first game being on the other side of the ball, but what are you thinking about opening up in that opener, being on defense? What's your mindset going to be like, Deshaun?
I know that they're not gonna know much about me. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this is a receiver that just transferred over to corner." I think they're gonna try to attack me. Honestly, that's what I would do. Somebody new over, so I'm actually ready to accept the challenge and get attacked. And hopefully, I'm not gonna get attacked all season after people see.
Not to give Michigan any kind of blackboard material by saying anything, but their biggest problem's been finding a quarterback, it seems, for the last 5-6 years. So I mean, I don't know if they should be challenging you with what they've been able to find just yet.
Yeah, I know they're a heavy run, so they're gonna come out running it at me. I know for a fact, so I'm just ready to accept that challenge. Also, they're a big run team first. They're gonna try to run it down their throats for sure.
They come to your side, you pick a couple of them off. They'll stop throwing it They'll stop throwing it your way real quick, Deshaun.
Yes, sir.
How about the prognostications for Western Michigan this year? How many guys you got coming back? How's it looking in the MAC for a chance at taking the title there?
Our defense is stacked. I feel like we have everybody coming back on the defense. And we just needed to tweak some things around, and I think we did. We got that, and we just look like a whole new defense. And offense, we just lost the explosive D. Eskridge and a really good lineman, Jalen Moore. So those are the only two that I think that really is going to affect the team. So, but the offense still is going to be the offense. They're going to score, go down, and make plays. So I think we're going to be
At quarterback, I know. I think it was Caleb Ellaby played last year. He had 18 touchdowns and 2 INTs, in 6 games, which is pretty impressive. Is he going to be back? You think under center?
Oh yeah, he is. He's here.
Okay. And what year is he?
He is. I think he's about to be. He was a red shirt, so I think he's about to be a junior.
And I know that some a lot of talk has been going on about last year possibly being a free year. Do you know anything about that, or is that something you can talk to us about just a little bit about the eligibility?
Yeah, so everybody got a year eligibility back since it was only 6 games.
Yeah.
So we all have the option to come back and play again. And some people use it, some people don't. Yeah, that's really it. You do get the option, though, to play again and keep your scholarship.
Cool.
I mean, when you look at the draft coming up, your opinion, I know you're not in this year's draft, but when you look at the craziness that goes on about it and all these people coming out with their mock drafts and this and that, and even we came out with our mock draft, not to put anybody else down, but as an athlete who watches it going on, you guys just chuckle at everybody making these picks and things like that to go on?
See, honestly, I stopped with the social media. I gave it up for a while, tried to get my mind right without looking at other things. So I've actually been off of social media. That's why it kind of took me a while to get back to you.
Yeah.
I just had seen an email, and then I went and downloaded it and got it. But so I actually haven't seen the mock drafts. I just hear about my teammates. But I know some of them would make me chuckle. That's why I don't really look at that stuff anymore.
I think that's a great idea, Deshaun. If I could get rid of social media out of my life, I think I'd be a happier man. But just last question for me. I know you got to get out of here, so we'll let you go. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more and hear your opinion. You said that, the college game was so much different than high school. Just talk to us a little bit about that transition and what made it different.
Mentally, and there was about 100 to 300 plays. So you got to learn, plus the signals. different like alignments with everything, certain amount of steps on certain routes to get people open, just all that stuff comes to play. It's just really a mental game. You got to learn the defense more. High school, you could just go out there and play.
Yeah.
College, you can't do that, or you'll get beat, because it's not really about how athletic and how good you are. That studying that film will help you way more, I think.
One last question for me, Deshaun, before we let you go. Athletes, we hear about in other sports, the one and doners in basketball and everything else that goes on. How has your overall college experience been for you at Western Michigan? The friendships. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been a good college experience. I met lifelong friends, lifelong teammates that I'm always going to be there for and always have in my heart. It kind of did get a little downfall when COVID hit. Stuff stopped happening a lot. Just even the football experience changed tremendously. And I'm just hoping it gets back to where it was when I first got here, but it's still been a good college experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird for everybody, but I can't even imagine, being in college and not being able to hang out and, go to the club if you want to, or, just go to a movie with your buddies. I mean, it had to have been crazy. So I'm glad that's over, and hopefully we'll put all that stuff behind us. And man, I'm proud of you, buddy. I hope you have a great season, and I hope you enjoy playing defensive back, because obviously the show's called The Safety and the Sports Writer. I was safety, so I love defensive guys. I'm a defensive guy, and I hope you enjoy it, and best of luck to you, man. I'll be paying attention.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. You guys, the first person I told I was a new cornerback too.
Hey, we're breaking the news on this show, man. We're breaking the news. I appreciate it, and I'll stay in touch with you, man. And hopefully we can have you back on after the season and see how it's going for you, if that's cool.
For sure. Yeah, that would be great.
All right,
John. Take it easy. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Sean. Have a good one, brother.
You too.
All right.